Well, it can't rain all the time, right? And today was one of those days, the exception rather than the rule, I guess, because this has been a wet summer. And when you take a look at the months so far this summer, most of the days have featured a little bit of wet weather. Not today, though. Sunshine, temperatures warming into the low 90s. We've since cooled off to 82 degrees. Not quite as humid as yesterday. I don't know if you could tell that or not. Winds out of the south right now at about 10 miles per hour. Here's a peek at today's highs, generally in the low 90s. Some spots just kissing the 90-degree mark. Rolla and West Plains, a couple locations like that. Joplin hit a high of 92 today, and we did see heat index values up around the century mark. We should see very similar conditions in terms of temperature and heat index again tomorrow. Now, looking at what's going on across the area, you can see how the rain today versus yesterday is actually located off to the north and northeast. And we've seen our frontal boundary sort of lift out of the area, so there's no focus to generate any shower or thunderstorm activity. I want to point something else out, and that is this activity that you see right there. I draw it further east because we did have actually one little isolated cell that developed right there. Right now, the bulk of it, though, back across south central Kansas, and it's a sign that there's still some potential later on tonight for a little bit of wet weather to move into west central Missouri. We are going to have a weak low-level jet in place from southeast Kansas into west central Missouri. We also have a weak disturbance passing by to the north. And those two features could get together to generate a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity across eastern Kansas later tonight that could spread over into areas north of about a Stockton to Camdenton line. Then that activity could fade away, but before it does completely, it could shift south and east into the I-44 corridor. Tomorrow, I do think at the very least will be a bit cloudier than what we experienced today. So here's our hour-by-hour forecast. And again, through midnight, I don't expect anything. After midnight, though, we could see a little activity slip out of southeast Kansas into areas, again, north of I-44, this through 7 o'clock in the morning. And there will be that risk for maybe a few light showers, mainly, near and north of I-44 during the morning hours. I think once we get to the afternoon, it's going to be dry, and we should see the clouds thin out a bit as we get into the afternoon. I expect skies to be partly cloudy to begin the day, and then mostly sunny to wrap up the day. In terms of temperatures, we'll drop to about 73 tonight. Tomorrow we'll see a high up around 91, maybe 92. Winds breezy out of the southwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And tomorrow evening, Springfield Cardinals. Game starts at 7:10. Looks like mostly sunny, warm and humid conditions, about 88 at the top of the game, with temperatures slowly falling through the 80s during the game. So pretty typical late July weather for baseball, right? And for this weekend, we're going to find the same. Hot and sunny weekend expected. Now, we saw that last weekend. The problem with last weekend and previous weekends this summer has been, even though we had the sun on Saturday and Sunday, we had the flooding to deal with, too, on area rivers. That's not going to be the case this weekend. So get out there, enjoy some floating, but be careful. There's still probably a lot of debris out there. Campsites have dried out. Lakes are looking pretty good, but there's still likely some debris there as well. And remember to stay safe in the heat. If you are going to be outdoors, don't overdo it. If you've got chores to do them early or late in the day, and make sure you stay hydrated. Saturday and Sunday, again, mostly sunny, highs in the low to mid-90s. Heat index values between 100 and 105. We'll see a front sneak into the area from the north Sunday night, I think, into Monday. And with that, we'll see a return of rain chances. And I think that front, like so many this summer, may get hung up in the Ozarks. And that'll mean a chance for showers and thunderstorms lingering through Tuesday and Wednesday. That will trim back the heat a bit. We'll see highs in the upper 80s to around 90 with lows in the low 70s.
I was actually at Table Rock on, I think it was Tuesday, and the water levels were still just so high.
Really, really high.
I mean, yeah, for
And did you
Table Rock.
like out in the middle of the lake, logs floating around?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, and, you know, where they're usually, where boats wouldn't usually go so close to the trees, it was hard to
sometimes
see
the trees
the
come
separation.
to the boats. Yeah. So, and I've said this before because I noticed it when the last time I was out at Table Rock. You know, they'll sneak up on you. You'll see these these logs kind of hanging low in the water, and that can do some damage to the hull of your boat. So be careful if you're going to be doing some boating this weekend.
Yep.
All right, let's get to our Viewers Club card number right here. 215-443 is tonight's number, and our jackpot at $1,100.
All right, James.